Let's move on to New York Post. Ryan Ruth, is it Ruth or Ralph? Ryan Ralph? I think I might just go with Ralph. I don't know. Tries to stab himself in the neck after hearing the guilty verdict. So let's give this a watch. This is over on YouTube. So it looks like they're just going to do some commentary on it because there's a drawing of it. I'm assuming that the courtroom wasn't televised or anything. Otherwise, I think clips would have been all over the internet, but at least we'll get to hear a take on it.
It's quite shocking. As the verdict was read, it appeared to our producers inside the courtroom that Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen. That's what it appeared to look like. Then 4 marshals dragged him out of the courtroom, took his coat off. They then shackled him at the waist and ankles, and then they brought him back into the courtroom. So again, this just in from our producers, as the verdict was being read, Ruth tried to hurt himself in the neck with a pen.
Moments after Ryan Ruth...
Something tells me that nobody on the mainstream media reported a fucking second on this. Do you think, or I don't know, if they actually did, if you happen to be watching CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, any of the mainstream networks, did any of them air any of this? Even something as crazy as him trying to stab himself in the neck after they were reading all the verdicts, which he was guilty on all counts, by the way. I don't think they would, because they don't want the people to know that, you know, they don't want to show a human side of Trump where like somebody tried to assassinate him last year. That's just, I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. But
was found
anyway.
guilty of 5 federal charges, including the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. He took a pen and tried to stab himself in the neck. Just as jurors were exiting the courtroom, prompting marshals to grab him and drag him out of the room. As he was being removed from the courtroom, his daughter, Sarah Ruth, was screaming, "Dad, I love you. Don't do anything. I'll get you out. He didn't hurt anybody." Minutes later, he returned to the room shackled at
like
his
a prison
waist
break
and
threat.
feet. The extent of his injuries wasn't immediately clear, but the white shirt he was wearing didn't appear to have any blood on it. Just over a year ago, on September 15th, 2024, Ruth was spotted by a Secret Service agent as he was camped out in a sniper's nest on the edge of Trump's golf course in Florida. He was arrested soon after the incident, charged with illegal possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and a firearm with an obliterated serial number. Ruth, a 59-year-old construction worker with no formal legal training, represented himself during the 2-week trial, putting on an amateur and bizarre defense in which he suggested the case should be settled by a golf match to the death.
Oh, give me a break.
He suggested that he and Trump face off on the green, and if Trump won, the president could execute Ruth. If Ruth won, he proposed, he would become president. The jurors took about 2 hours to find Ruth guilty of 5 federal charges of attempted assassination, assault on a federal officer, and gun crimes. Ruth's sentencing date is set for December 18th. He faces up to life in prison.
Yeah, he'll probably get it too. 5 felony counts. Wouldn't surprise me. So I'll link that if you want to check that out on your own time for any reason, if you want to watch that over again.
Welcome back in here to Alive Now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. Let's turn our attention right now to...
Oh, here we go. I had a feeling it was going to do that, damn it. Anyway, get a little bit too ahead of myself. All right, so we're just going to move on to the next thing. Still related from Attorney General Pamela Bondi, today's guilty verdict against would-be Trump assassin Ryan Ruth illustrates the Department of Justice's commitment to punishing those who engage in political violence. This attempted assassination was not only an attack on our president, but an affront to our very nation itself. I am grateful to USAOSDFL, the U.S. Attorney, SDFL, Southern District of Florida, I'm assuming, Jason Quinones, his entire trial team, and our law enforcement partners for protecting President Trump and securing this important verdict. And we also have a statement from FBI Director Kash Patel. Proud of the FBI and our partners for working together to deliver justice against Ryan Ruth, the individual who attempted to assassinate President Trump. We have a lot more work to do to crack down on political violence and make sure those who engage in this heinous behavior are off the streets and behind bars. We won't stop. Good. Very, very good.